Welcome back to Talk Sophia. Let's practice real English together.
I'm Jack. Hi, everyone. Let's get started with today's English practice.
And I'm Emma. We're here to help you improve your conversational English through natural, everyday dialogue.
Our mission is simple. We want to make learning English fun, practical, and accessible for everyone. We focus on real-life situations so you can use English confidently in your daily life.
Today's topic is super practical. We're going to talk about how to talk at the bank in English. Whether you need to open an account, deposit money, or ask about your balance, knowing the right words and phrases makes everything easier.
This is really useful because everyone needs to go to the bank sometimes, and if you're living in an English-speaking country or traveling, you need to know how to communicate clearly with bank staff.
Exactly. So if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us continue making these videos for you.
All right, let's get started.
Hey, Jack. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. A little tired, actually. I had a busy weekend.
Oh, really? What did you do?
Well, on Saturday, I went hiking with some friends. We went to this beautiful mountain trail about 2 hours from the city. The weather was perfect.
That sounds lovely. Did you reach the top?
We did. It took us about 3 hours, but the view was amazing. We took lots of photos and had a picnic, but now my legs are so sore.
I can imagine. I had a quieter weekend. I stayed home mostly, did some cleaning, and caught up on some reading. Oh, and I went to the bank on Saturday morning.
Oh, the bank. That's actually perfect timing.
I know, right? I needed to deposit a check and ask about a new savings account. The whole experience reminded me how important it is to know the right English for banking situations.
Speaking of banks, that's exactly what we're talking about today, so you're already prepared.
I am, and I think our viewers will find this really helpful. Let's dive into the conversation.
So, Emma, let's start from the beginning. What's the first thing you do when you go to the bank?
Well, when I walk into the bank, I usually look around to see where I need to go. Some banks have different sections. There's usually a main area with tellers, and sometimes there's a separate area with desks for meeting with bank officers.
Right. And what's the difference between a teller and a bank officer?
Good question. A teller is the person who works at the counter. They help with quick transactions like deposits, withdrawals, and checking your balance. A bank officer usually sits at a desk and helps with more complex things like opening accounts or applying for loans.
Got it. So if I just want to take out some cash, I go to the teller.
Exactly. Now, sometimes when you enter, you need to take a number and wait in line. The bank gives you a small paper ticket with a number on it.
Oh, I've done that before. Then you wait until they call your number.
Yes, you sit down and watch the screen or listen for the announcement. They say something like, "Now serving number 43 at window 5."
And what do you say when you get to the teller?
I usually start with a simple greeting. I say, "Good morning" or "Good afternoon." Then I tell them what I need. For example, "I'd like to make a deposit, please," or "I need to withdraw some money."
That's straightforward. What if I want to deposit cash?
You tell the teller, "I'd like to deposit this cash into my checking account." Then you hand them the cash and your debit card or account information.
Do they count the money in front of you?
Yes, they do. They count it carefully to make sure the amount is correct. Then they give you a receipt. The receipt shows the date, the amount, and your new balance.
That's important to keep. What about depositing a check? Is that different?
It's similar. You say, "I'd like to deposit this check." But with a check, you need to endorse it first.
Endorse. What does that mean?
To endorse a check means to sign the back of it. You write your signature on the back before you give it to the teller.
This shows that you're the person who should receive the money. Ah, I see. So I sign my name on the back, then hand it to the teller.
Correct. And here's something important. Some checks take time to clear. That means the money doesn't appear in your account immediately.
How long does it take?
It depends on the bank and the type of check. Sometimes it's 1 business day, sometimes it's 3 to 5 days. The teller will tell you when the funds will be available.
Okay, good to know. Now, what about withdrawing money? I usually just use the ATM for that.
Yes, ATMs are convenient. ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. But sometimes you need to withdraw a large amount and the ATM has a daily limit, so you go inside the bank.
Right, so what do I say?
You say, I'd like to withdraw some money from my account. Then they ask, how much would you like to withdraw? You tell them the amount, like, I'd like to withdraw $300, please.
And they give you the cash right away?
Yes, if you have enough money in your account. They might ask you for identification to verify your identity.
What kind of ID do they accept?
Usually a driver's license, passport, or a government-issued ID card. They need to make sure you're really the account holder.
That makes sense, for security reasons. Speaking of security, what if I forget my PIN number for my debit card?
Good question. PIN stands for Personal Identification Number. If you forget it, you need to ask for help. You can say, I forgot my PIN. Can you help me reset it?
And they can do that at the bank?
Yes, they'll verify your identity first, then they can help you create a new PIN. Sometimes they give you a temporary PIN, and you can change it later.
That's helpful. Now, what about opening a new bank account? I've never done that in English before.
Opening an account is a bit more involved. You usually need to sit down with a bank officer. When you enter the bank, you tell someone, I'd like to open a new account. They direct you to wait for an officer.
What kind of accounts can you open?
There are mainly two types, a checking account and a savings account. A checking account is for everyday transactions. You use it to pay bills, buy things with your debit card, and withdraw cash frequently.
And a savings account is for saving money, right?
Exactly. A savings account earns interest. That means the bank pays you a small amount of money for keeping your money there, but you don't use it for daily expenses.
So most people have both.
Yes, many people do. When you meet with the bank officer, they'll ask you, what type of account would you like to open? You tell them, I'd like to open a checking account, or I'd like to open both a checking and a savings account.
What documents do I need to bring?
You need to bring identification, usually two forms of ID, like a driver's license and passport, and you need proof of address, like a utility bill or a rental agreement, and you need your social security number or tax ID number.
That's a lot of documents.
It is, but it's for security. The bank needs to verify who you are and where you live. Once you have everything, the process is actually quite simple.
What questions do they ask you?
They ask you for your personal information, your full name, date of birth, address, phone number, and email. They might ask about your employment, like where do you work, or what is your occupation?
And then they set up the account?
Yes, they enter all your information into the computer. Then they ask you to make an initial deposit. That means you put some money into the account to start it.
How much do you need to deposit?
It depends on the bank. Some banks require a minimum deposit, like $50 or $100. Some banks have no minimum.
Okay, and then they give you a debit card?
Yes, they order a debit card for you, but it doesn't arrive immediately. It comes in the mail in about 7 to 10 business days. In the meantime, they might give you a temporary card or a paper with your account number.
And checks? Do they give you checks?
You can request checks. Some banks give you a small starter set for free, but if you want a full checkbook, you usually have to order it and sometimes pay a small fee.
I see. What about online banking? Can you set that up at the same time?
Yes, definitely. Online banking is very convenient. The bank officer will help you create a username and password. Then you can access your account online or through the bank's mobile app.
That's great. I use online banking all the time. I can check my balance without going to the bank.
Me too. You can also pay bills online, transfer money, and see all your transactions. It's much easier than going to the bank every time.
What if I have a problem with my account? Like, what if I see a charge I don't recognize?
That's a good question. If you see something wrong, you should contact the bank immediately. You can call their customer service number or go to the bank in person. You say, I have a question about a transaction on my account, or I see a charge I don't recognize.
And they investigate it?
Yes, they'll look into it. If it's fraud or an error, they can reverse the charge. That means they put the money back into your account.
That's reassuring. What about transferring money between accounts, like from checking to savings?
You can do that easily. If you're at the bank, you tell the teller, I'd like to transfer money from my checking account to my savings account. They ask how much, and they do it right away.
Can you do that online too?
Yes, online is even faster. You just log in, select the accounts, enter the amount, and click transfer. It happens instantly.
Very convenient. What about sending money to someone else, like a friend or family member?
There are a few ways. If they have an account at the same bank, you can do a bank transfer. You need their account number. You tell the bank, I'd like to transfer money to another account.
What if they use a different bank?
You can do a wire transfer or use services like Zelle or Venmo. Wire transfers are good for large amounts, but they usually have a fee. Zelle is free and fast, but both people need to have it set up.
I've used Zelle before. It's really quick. The money arrives in minutes.
Yes, it's very convenient for splitting bills or paying friends back. Now, let me ask you, Jack, have you ever had to order foreign currency at the bank?
No, I haven't. How does that work?
If you're traveling to another country, you might need foreign currency. Some banks offer the service. You go to the bank and say, I'd like to order some foreign currency. They ask which currency, like euros or Japanese yen.
Do they have it right there?
Not always. Sometimes they need to order it and it takes a few days. But larger branches might have common currencies available.
And do they charge a fee?
Usually, yes. There's an exchange rate and sometimes an additional service fee. It's good to ask about the fees before you order.
Good to know. What about closing an account? Is that complicated?
It's not too complicated, but you need to do it properly. You go to the bank and say, I'd like to close my account. They'll ask why, and then they'll process it.
Do they give you the remaining money?
Yes, if you have money in the account, they can give it to you in cash or as a check. Make sure you don't have any automatic payments coming from that account or they'll fail.
Right, like subscription services or bill payments.
Exactly. You need to change those to a different payment method first. Oh, and one more important thing. What if you lose your debit card?
Oh no, that would be bad. What do you do?
You need to report it immediately. Call the bank's customer service number right away. Say, I lost my debit card, or my debit card was stolen. They'll cancel the card immediately so no one can use it.
And then they send you a new one.
Yes, they order a replacement card. It arrives in about a week. In the meantime, you can go to the bank and withdraw cash if you need it.
That's a relief. Banks have good security these days.
They do. Most banks also have fraud protection. If someone uses your card without permission, the bank will refund the money.
That's important. Oh, here's another question. What if I want to know my account balance?
There are several ways. The easiest is to check online or on your phone app. But if you're at the bank, you can ask the teller, can you tell me my balance, please? Or, what's my current balance?
And they tell you right away?
Yes, they look it up on their computer and tell you. They might also ask if you want a printed statement.
What's a statement?
A statement is a document that shows all your transactions for a certain period, usually a month. It shows deposits, withdrawals, fees, and your balance.
Do you get that in the mail?
You can. Some people get paper statements mailed to them every month, but many people now choose e-statements. Those are electronic statements you can view online.
That saves paper.
Exactly. It's better for the environment, and you can access old statements anytime online.
This is all really useful information, Emma. I feel more confident about going to the bank now.
I'm glad. One last thing. Always be polite and patient at the bank. Bank staff deal with many customers every day. If you're friendly and clear about what you need, they're usually very helpful.
That's good advice. Politeness goes a long way in any situation.
You know, Jack, while we were talking, we used many useful words and phrases. Let's go through some of the most important vocabulary.
Good idea. Our viewers can learn these words and use them at the bank.
First word, teller. A teller is the person who works at the counter in a bank. They help with basic transactions like deposits and withdrawals.
So when I walk into a bank and go to the window, I'm talking to a teller.
Exactly. For example, I asked the teller to check my balance, or the teller counted my money carefully.
I always say thank you to the teller after they help me.
That's very polite. What's your favorite thing about going to the bank?
I like that it's quick when there's no line. What about you?
I like talking to the friendly tellers. They're always helpful. Next word, deposit. To deposit means to put money into your bank account. The noun is also deposit.
So I can say I need to make a deposit.
Yes, perfect. You can deposit cash or checks. For example, I deposited $200 yesterday, or she went to the bank to deposit her paycheck.
I usually deposit money twice a month when I get paid.
Me too. It's important to keep track of your deposits so you know how much money you have.
Next word, withdraw. This is the opposite of deposit, right?
Exactly. To withdraw means to take money out of your account. For example, I withdrew $50 from the ATM, or he needs to withdraw money for his trip.
The noun is withdrawal.
Correct. I made a withdrawal at the bank today.
I try not to withdraw too much money at once. I use my debit card for most purchases.
That's smart. It's easier to track your spending that way. Fourth word, balance. Your balance is the amount of money in your account. It's how much you have.
So if someone asks, what's your balance? They want to know how much money you have in the bank.
Yes. For example, I checked my balance online this morning, or my account balance is low, I need to deposit money.
I check my balance almost every day on my phone.
That's a good habit. It helps you stay aware of your finances. What's your preferred way to check your balance?
I use the mobile app. It's fast and convenient.
Next word, account. An account is like a container for your money at the bank. There are different types. We mentioned checking account and savings account.
A checking account is for everyday use, and a savings account is for saving money.
Exactly. For example, I opened a new savings account last month, or please transfer the money to my checking account.
How many bank accounts do you have, Emma?
I have one checking and two savings accounts. One savings account is for emergencies and one is for vacation.
That's good planning.
Sixth word, PIN. This stands for personal identification number. It's the secret code you use with your debit card at the ATM or when you make purchases.
Usually it's 4 digits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, but don't use something that easy.
Right. Choose a PIN that's hard for others to guess, but easy for you to remember. For example, enter your PIN to complete the transaction, or I need to change my PIN because I think someone saw it.
Never share your PIN with anyone.
Absolutely. Keep it secret for your security. Seventh word, transaction. A transaction is any activity involving money in your account. Deposits, withdrawals, purchases, and transfers are all transactions.
So every time I use my debit card, that's a transaction.
Yes. For example, I reviewed all my transactions from last month. Or there's a strange transaction on my account.
Online banking shows all your transactions so you can see where your money goes.
Exactly. It helps you budget and notice any errors or fraud. Eighth word, transfer. To transfer means to move money from one place to another. You can transfer money between your own accounts or to someone else's account.
For example, I transferred $50 from checking to savings.
Perfect. Or, can you transfer the money to my account by Friday?
I transfer money to my savings account every month automatically.
That's called an automatic transfer. It's a great way to save without thinking about it. Ninth word, statement. A statement is a document that shows all the activity in your account for a specific time period, usually 1 month.
It shows deposits, withdrawals, fees, and your balance at the beginning and end of the month.
Yes. For example, I received my bank statement in the mail, or I download my e-statements every month.
Do you keep your old statements?
I keep them digitally for about 2 years. It's good for tax records and tracking spending. 10th word, fee. A fee is a charge that the bank makes for certain services. Some accounts have monthly fees. Some transactions have fees.
For example, if I use an ATM from a different bank, there might be a fee.
Exactly. The bank charged a $5 fee, or this account has no monthly fees.
I don't like fees. I try to choose accounts with low or no fees.
That's wise. Always ask about fees before opening an account. 11th word, interest. Interest is money that the bank pays you for keeping your money in a savings account. It's usually a small percentage.
So if I have $1,000 in savings, the bank might pay me, what, $10 or $20 a year?
Something like that, depending on the interest rate. The interest rate tells you what percentage you earn. For example, this savings account earns 2% interest, or I earned $15 in interest last year.
Interest rates are pretty low these days.
They are, but every little bit helps, and some special savings accounts have higher interest rates. Last word, endorse. To endorse a check means to sign the back of it. This authorizes the bank to deposit it into your account.
So when I receive a check, I write my signature on the back.
Yes. For example, please endorse the check before depositing it. Or, I forgot to endorse the check so the bank couldn't process it.
Where exactly do you sign?
There's usually a line on the back of the check that says, endorse here. You sign above that line. Okay, let's quickly review all the vocabulary. We learned teller, deposit, withdraw, balance, account, PIN, transaction, transfer, statement, fee, interest, and endorse. These 12 words will help you communicate clearly at the bank.
These are really essential words for banking. Okay, Emma, that was a lot of talking about banks and banking.
It was, but there's so much to cover. Banking is an important part of daily life.
Let's think about what we learned today. I want to make sure our viewers can remember the main points.
Good idea. First, we talked about entering the bank and knowing where to go. Remember, tellers help with quick transactions at the counter, and bank officers help with more complex things at their desks. Sometimes you need to take a number and wait your turn.
Right. Then we learned how to make deposits. You can deposit cash or checks. For checks, remember to endorse them by signing the back. Tell the teller, "I'd like to make a deposit, please."
After that, we discussed withdrawing money. You can use an ATM for small amounts or go inside the bank for larger withdrawals. Say, I'd like to withdraw some money from my account. They might ask for identification.
Then we talked about opening a new account. You need to bring identification and proof of address. You'll meet with a bank officer who asks for your personal information. You choose between a checking account for daily use and a savings account for saving money.
We also covered online banking, which lets you check your balance, pay bills, and transfer money without going to the bank. It's very convenient and saves time.
Next, we discussed problems like forgetting your PIN or losing your debit card. The important thing is to contact the bank immediately. They can help you reset your PIN or cancel a lost card.
Finally, we talked about checking your balance, getting statements, and understanding fees and interest. Always be aware of how much money you have and what charges your bank makes.
When you put it all together, banking in English is actually quite simple. You just need to know the key vocabulary and phrases.
Exactly. Be polite, speak clearly, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you don't understand something. Bank staff are there to help you.
Now, we want to hear from you. This is our favorite part.
Our question of the day is, what do you usually do at the bank? And do you prefer going to the bank in person or using online banking?
That's a great question. Let me answer first. I usually go to the bank to deposit checks. My employer sometimes gives me paper checks, so I need to take them to the bank. But for everything else, I use online banking. I check my balance on my phone, pay bills online, and transfer money between accounts. It's so much easier than going to the bank every time.
I'm similar, but a little different. I prefer online banking for most things, too. I check my balance, pay bills, and set up automatic transfers. But I like going to the bank in person maybe once a month. I find it helpful to talk to a real person sometimes, especially if I have questions or want to discuss my savings goals. Plus, the tellers at my local branch are really friendly.
See, we have different answers, and that's okay. Everyone has their own preferences.
So viewers, we want to know about you. What do you usually do at the bank? Do you go to deposit or withdraw money? Do you go to ask questions about your account? Or do you mostly use ATMs and online banking?
And which do you prefer? Do you like the convenience of online banking, or do you prefer talking to bank staff face-to-face?
Please tell us in the comments. Write something like, I usually go to the bank to deposit money, but I prefer online banking for checking my balance. Or, I like going to the bank in person because I can ask questions.
Or maybe you have an interesting story about a time you went to the bank. We'd love to hear about your experiences.
Sharing your answer helps us understand what topics are most useful for you, and it helps us make better videos.
So take a moment and leave a comment below. We read every single one, and we really appreciate your participation.
Thank you so much for watching today's video about talking at the bank in English.
If you found this lesson helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps other people find our channel.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and click the little bell icon. That way, you'll get a notification every time we upload a new video.
We post new lessons regularly, and we don't want you to miss them.
You are all great students, and we're so happy to have you in our daily English Talk community.
Keep practicing your English every day. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
And next time you go to the bank, try using some of the phrases we taught you today. You'll see how much easier it is when you know the right words.
We believe in you.
Have a wonderful day, evening, and night wherever you are in the world.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye!